Phase 2 release date has officially been announced, guys. As you can see right here, February 8th is the official release date of Season of Discovery Phase 2. This means we have an entire month basically left of Phase 1 Season of Discovery. We're getting a full 10 weeks of Season of Discovery. This does also come out to be like 9 more resets of BFD. I personally think it's a little bit long for the first phase, but it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, mainly because we did have the break, right, for the holidays, and Blizzard actually allowed their employees to go and spend some time with their families, even though some of the employees were answering things on Twitter and fixing things in the game literally the night before Christmas at like midnight. So we're definitely seeing a little bit of a backlog in time, but it also means this is the perfect time to really start preparing for Phase 2 in Season of Discovery. Classes are going to change. You're going to unlock a ton more of your abilities, as well as unlock all of the major talents in the talent tree. We're also getting new runes, and we can see that right here from the actual announce. We will also be getting at level 40 some additional talent points, as well as a Nomergan raid and some new runes and abilities. If we want to look at some of the best gear, if we want to look at some of the talents you might be going down into, like leader of the pack, or going all the way down for boomkins getting moonkin form, a lot of that is something you can start preparing for now if you haven't already. So what I would suggest everybody does with this announcement, with this news, is pretty much make sure you prepare all of your characters, your ults, your mains, whatever it is. If you are ready for Phase 2, then you have a ton of time to do nothing. But realistically, most of us aren't ready. And here's some of the things you should do right away before I have a full guide breaking down everything you should do to prepare. But for one, make sure you have all of the characters you know you want to play in Phase 2. I personally am playing on EU and NA, so you can see that I have some characters here on NA or EU and some characters here on North America. So my characters are level 25 and ready, so make sure you get some gear for them in the raid. From there, the next thing you would like to do is start working on your quest stack. Now, Jordy released a video guide today that is a very solid quest stack, but if you have 25 quests in your quest log, or 20 in your quest log, and completed and ready to turn in, along with other things like the mobs down in the barrens for horde characters that you can pick up the item as you kill the mob and then just accept the quest whenever you want, turn it in for a ton of extra XP. That is a very solid way to get a ton of experience. You can actually get all the way to level 29 within the first hour of Season 2 launch. So this will greatly set you ahead to be ready to move into whatever you're doing next. Is it either going to be questing? Is it going to be dungeon grinding? Or there were hints from the devs, mainly from Agrin, basically saying if you already did all of your quests, if you did them all for gold, as you can see, gold is something that everyone wants to have. If you did all of your quests for gold, then there will be a new way of leveling, something out there so you don't have to dungeon grind. One thing that was suggested or brought up was if you could actually turn in the waylaid supplies. I don't know if I have any on this character, but if I go to, let's go all the way over here. If I go to right here, waylaid supplies is like the craziest way to level up if they buff their experience. Right now at level 25, you only get 200 experience for one waylaid supply. So it's not very efficient for having something in your inventory slot. But if they make these on average as good as normal quests at that level, and this literally, we averaged out every single quest at these levels individually. So this is like like on average, this is how much XP you get per quest right now. If they make that even half as strong as the quests at that level, if you have a full stack of your inventory and bank of level 25 waylaid supplies, then you can actually get to level 29. with it being half as strong as a normal quest. So if they buff these, it's going to be very, 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 very good. Super speculative. I wouldn't invest a ton of time into them yet, but it's speculative. Another thing you can do is go and PvP. I haven't done any PvP on this character, but if you have Warsong Gulch marks, you can also turn those in for a little bit of extra experience as well. From there, there's a few more things you can do to min max and get ready, like knowing your leveling route, downloading rested XP to get ready for a leveling route, or figuring out what dungeons you're going to do. If I was on the Alliance side, I would start with Stockades and then go directly into Scarlet Monastery. You can hit Graveyard and Library initially and then move into Armory and Cathedral. Or if I was Horde, you could also realistically do Nomer if you wanted to, and then move into RFK. So Razorfen Crawl is going to be a great dungeon if you are not a spell cleave. If you are a melee cleave group, if you're running with warriors, hunters, anything, rogues, anything you want, RFK is a great dungeon for a lot of XP. It's just a very long and pretty linear dungeon. And then it actually doubles back. You can get a little bit of XP as you're running back out, unless you do like a log out reset. But it's not great for caster groups. Regardless, guys, these are the announcements today. We do now know exactly when phase 2 is coming, which is really exciting. And we also do now know that we should start preparing, but we have a whole month to prepare. So there's no real rush. This phase has gone on for a good amount of time and we're level 25. A lot of people are starting to do speed runs, which have been really exciting actually. And it's all about getting your ults ready and preparing yourself for phase 2 from this point. So good luck to everybody. I will have some phase 2 prep guides coming out very, very soon that are very in depth, as well as I will have guides going over all pre-bis, all of the talent specializations you should be going for, but also we don't know what the new runes are, so be aware that could change up like everything. Like right now, obviously it looks like warrior is going to be the best class DPS wise in the game by far. I would wager they get nerfed or something, at least not from like 20% damage, right? So we're definitely going to see some changes, some tuning, as well as some new runes. So be aware of that, be ready for it, and I'll see you guys all on the next one. Hope you're having fun out there.